Hey everybody, hope you're all doing good. Was planning on streaming a little bit last night, but then I ended up having to work a double shift. So we're gonna do a little bit today before work. Um, Last time Mr. Fan Daniel came down and said that he wants everybody to die. And so we're kind of trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you hale and whole. As are we to see you safely returned from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome. I suppose that's one word for it. Well, well, if it isn't Alphino, it is Merry Band. Who are you? Oh, Arnvald. How you doing, bestie? Arnvald, what are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Bro, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after the whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I am sorry to disappoint. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly changed, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elezen are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Auroch such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. I don't believe you. Short as. Aye. It was not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbrita towered over me nonetheless. Yeah. Arnvald brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. Almost. They're besties, respect it. So what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Eh? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? What's going on with Fordola? Is she not in jail forever now? If Fordola's going with him, that must mean... My apologies. As Arnvald rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let's be about it. Out of one cutscene into another. A big meeting.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Yeah.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Yeah, you guys were there. You saw the final days with your own eyes.
He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telophoroi's disposal.
What is a Telophoroi?
But since then we have seen no sign of this Fan Daniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us.
Yeah, that's kind of a
Luckily,
bad
I'd
sign.
seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered.
Tempered by Lunar Bahamut?
But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked.
Glory be, right?
Glory be to Garlemald.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that last part. I remember now.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Not necessarily, because Xenos has Shinryu.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania.
Ooh.
The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support
Sorry,
of
you heard that?
Xenos, it seems
was in the other
likely that
room.
Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
What is a
Lord
Telophoroi?
Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
What?
Oh, yeah, she's not in jail forever anymore.
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
She doesn't look that glad.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
God, Resistance is one of my favorite tracks in the entire game. It's so good. I was totally zoned out for a second just listening. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore. Into another cutscene. I don't know if I'm losing my sprout today, guys. Not with all these.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolva and Vamar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
Facts.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fudola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Shut up.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
It's not like I want to help or anything back.
So the Empire's finished, is it? Well, that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head!
Yeah.
I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Yeah, no.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way. Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
I don't believe you.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it.
Thank
Though,
you.
To be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Yeah, I don't think for a second that you have learned how to swim better. I think you've probably used magic just like Urianger.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favor if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realize I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the
He
fact
might
is I'm
look
nothing
like
like
he's
them,
12.
and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Yeah? You think so?
Ah, bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian. And
Okay.
I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But
Coward.
he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
That's fair.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Everybody going their separate ways again. So Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there's no time to lose. I'm literally on my way there before you're even letting me out of the cutscene. Karthus. There. Yeah, if the rest of the quests take as long as the last couple, I will not be losing my sprout today. All present? Good. Let us split up and search. Since we're relatively new to this place, G'raha and I will look around the open spaces. The squares and market and whatnot. You and Chris can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later. With or without Estinian. Good luck. I think I shall begin at the Skysteel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation. Lucia may well have heard news about our friend's return. That's a good idea, and I would like to see Lucia. Forgotten Night. Igmari, you warrior of light. Lord Emmerich sent word that you would be attending the meeting in El Amigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit? Estinian's here. I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you to remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Emmerich, only to find him absent? In any event, I'm afraid I can't help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Where? In the pillars? Okay, we're going to the vigil. Let's see. Well-dressed townsperson? What are you? Oh, that's my weaver job. Oh, these are two different quests. What is this one? Never leave without a goodbye. Oh, wait, that is my weaver job. Isn't it? Hold on. Never leave without a goodbye, weaver, yeah. I can't help but notice that there's no Estinian standing there. But there's also no Alphinaud. So maybe Alphinaud has Estinian. Hey.
No sign of him.
Nah.
Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphinaud goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Alphinaud talks about Estinian a lot.
Quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
He's no longer the Azure Dragoon, but you're right. Oh God, he's actually here.
Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
How you doing, buddy?
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Oh no.
Too long.
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphinaud.
Oh God, Estinian, please. Estinian, no. Oh, you're gonna lose that hand.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
Estinian, you're gonna lose the hand.
I'm not Alphinaud! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Oh,
you do look a lot
what
like...
an oaf you are. I'd never have
What's the
bothered
word?
looking for you in the first place.
Yeah, more rugged than Alphinaud. He's very prim and proper, and you know how to fight.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side.
You fanboy, Graha.
To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alisaie shouting. Estinian! It's been too long. No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphinaud would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But now that's changed. He
Yeah, I can
seems
see
just
that.
as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
Perhaps he sees them as brothers he never had. I think he well learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep him all to yourself forever. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azis La.
Azis La? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azis La, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
That's a good
We make the
idea.
journey to Azis La together. I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphinaud again, and I'll throw you overboard.
No response. Just walk away.
I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphinaud painted him to be.
Are you
I
sure?
will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt.
Hello? Please load. Oh. Well, that's convenient. I like that they've just started teleporting me to where the next part of the quest is sometimes. It has been quite some time since I last set foot in Azis La, but I understand if the three of you were here... I understand that the three of you were here more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Nah. Alas not, we had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say that I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Chris is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Elegant Empire. Let's just say it helps that Midgard Sormer was here to introduce me. She wasn't very talkative. Ah yes, you were a friend of her father. Still am. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, the one who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she had harbored thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. but the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Where is she? I can't help but notice that there is not a Tiamat in those rocks. Is it because I'm not close enough? Is she still up there and I just have to, like, move on over real quick? I just want to see before the quest happens. Oh, there she is. She's smaller than I remembered. Tiamat awaits. This way. I forgot I had a silly mech. I don't know if I would even call this thing a mech, really. It's closer to, like, a drone. But then it unfolds. It's a funny transformer. My sire's mortal companion would bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man.
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
Oh boy, that's a lot. So the Dragon Song War is over. Nidhogg's dead. Doma and Alamigo are free. I went to another world, and now the other world is, like, all good. But yeah. Ah, that my sins should be repeated. Oh yeah, and your dad's back. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Marasidia, our children. The Icon claimed their souls when first he manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Allagan's dark designs.
Much like those held here in Asisla. If dragons who worship Bahamut are required to summon him, that must mean...
Yes, the dragons of Marasidia are at the mercy of the Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness. Again you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you will not stoop?
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst thou have from me, Slayer of Dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Marasidia. what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend that icons cannot...
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul.
You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequences. You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul.
But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed, ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee that the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Are you sure? Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends, to lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow, and for the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all those who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man. Ooh, Estinian doesn't like this. That's okay. What do you have to say, Estinian? It would seem she still has some pride after all. Let's see if she's as good as her word. While proxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. True? She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Allagans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I know Alphino and Chris here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sorastinian, I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star. Though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream to escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to wake me to take the first step towards a brighter future. And now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea? And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the Flagship. Ah yes, we are familiar with it. The Etherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel, containing a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that would seem rather odd. To explain, Rambros, Urianger, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines. And so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. Good idea, actually. As for its use to you, you may recall that during your previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It would seem worth a try, at least. Agreed. We'll take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Alright. We'll be back to you by... can't I just teleport up here? No, I can't. The fact that there's not a aetheryte up here is criminal. God, I am still tired after yesterday. Let's split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned that we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Works for me. Hello, node. You look like an egg. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder interference. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed? No. Don't do that. Are there more here? Oh, there's a Malodorous node. There's the other one down over there. He's talking to one. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Where could the last one be then? Oh. Warning, scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in -2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. We're just a little out of date. I'm afraid Estinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? A node which smelled like burnt hair. A chirping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. Found a way to activate mechanical sentries. Only if they're willing to lead us to the node we seek, which I somehow doubt, but from what I recall of the flagship's design, the node you found could facilitate communication throughout Azus Law. So we may yet find a way to use it. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising, almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which G'raha spoke. It was chirruping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look. This way... Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanism? You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. One never knows when a small portion of royal Algan blood might come in handy, which is why G'raha Tia keeps his vessel about his person. Should we be even, like, getting close to activating it? New user detected, commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Chrysanthemum Elmater. Welcome, Chrysanthemum Elmater. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready! Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat, a system update is required. A system update? What do you suppose it's asking of us? To smash it to pieces. Now that I do understand. You can go first. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I'm unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it receives the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float here spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying, but I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Yeah, so where are we going now? Oh. For vengeance. Oh, whoopsie. Hit the wrong button. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Over here. This is like where the main one was, right? Yeah, down there. I think down there. Nope. down over here. Is this where... I think that this is where we had fought, like, Sephiroth and stuff. Yeah. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask what version you are employing? 1. Why, software version 42.002, of course. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate TMS restraints instead? The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via Link Pearl once I'm ready to release the shackles. It may be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to G'raha Tia once this is over. Here, have blood. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there's something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Alien Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? I will try, yes. And if that fails, I'll remember him. I see little point in reasoning with the wretch, or remembering him for that matter. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people. Even if it be but the faintest glimmer, I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That way has ever been your way. And as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart, if the fact remains that there is some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphinaud has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. Yeah, let's go meet up with everyone else, let them know that we found a way to deal with it, and then we just worry about curing her tempering. Which is probably a big step. Popped my jaw when I yawned. Owie. Hello? Are you here? Yes. Hi, Angelo. Justinian told me all as well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphinaud's absence that he's needed elsewhere? Yeah. Well, that all sounds rather infuriating. But you got there in the end. While you were off talking to the nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirmed that her ethereal balance leaned strongly towards the umbral, as was the state with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things should be equal. The treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether it will take, with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the temporary completely. Meaning, I'll need to get all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Probably. Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer it to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphinaud to disengage the restraint's ethereal dampeners. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Fuel the pig! Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Allag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall her past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Chris, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Don't tell me about Bahamut. Tell me of your war with the men of Allag. Wicked, bloodthirsty creatures, not content with their own lands, they brought fire and death to Mericidia, our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years would have passed before they crossed the sea. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Sharlayan scholar Rarusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were here to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time, they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem. And soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man. Blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Bahamut was a diplomat. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Alag slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knoweth only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you're free, we'll rid the world of the Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. I mean, we still have 2 other people here who could help. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over. Keep going, Alisaie. The magic's working. I am getting a ping. Never mind, it's just someone going live. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. And I believe I speak for both of us when I say you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go. Feed the pig. More power.
No. I'm almost there. This is it, Angelo.
Let's go. Yes, I feel it. The Icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Alphado, hit the button. Answer me this, Childer man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time.
Hit the button.
Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Oh, here we go. I don't think she's mad. Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement I rise. It was a prank, haha, not really.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies
There's
to the
something
largest
very
amount of
silly
settlement in
happening
the
here
region,
in my
at the
head.
head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Boing. It'd be really funny if someone made a compilation of all the times that Estinian jumped awake from a conversation, and just every time he did, give him a Mario sound effect. So fun thing about Chris, the name Chrysanthemum later and the concept for the character, came from a Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign, where he killed Tiamat, and now he's freeing Tiamat, and he's very confused. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. 'Twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Alright, let's see. I have to start getting ready for work here in just a minute. So I will not be losing my sprout today. However, it's not far off. I'm going to call it for here, and I'm going to go grab lunch before I head out to work. Thank you everybody for hanging out, and I hope you all have a good one. Bye! Oh, that's the wrong button.